Hey friends, Mike here. November the 21st. It is Monday. I have the entire week off. Lots of cooking. So I figured I would do kind of a series just to show you everything that we cook pretty much and enjoy during the Thanksgiving holiday. Rochelle will have half the week off as well too. So we're going to go ahead and start by brining our turkey. Let's get started. Okay guys, here we've got our ingredients for the brine. We've got a nice big stock pot, and this is the actual pot that we're going to use after we chill this down to brine the turkey in the refrigerator. So this is going to be refrigerated. But let's bring you down here and we'll show you what ingredients are going to go in here. I'm going to crank up the heat. Okay guys, we've got 2 cups of brown sugar, 1 cup, about a cup and a half or 2 cups, a little more, and then a cup of salt, kosher salt, don't use iodized. A couple of oranges, we're just going to cut them in half and throw the whole thing in here. A menage, or the 3 peppercorns, the black, white, there's actually 4, so there's some green and then red. Bay leaves, guys, I tell you what, there's nothing better than having a bay laurel tree. If you can plant one, you don't need that much space. I mean, it's about 6 foot tall right now and about 3 feet wide. There's nothing better than having fresh bay leaves. We've got some garlic and some rosemary, and I will post the recipe, and you can kind of tweak it if you want and add whatever other flavors that you like. This is real simple. Simple 15-pound bird. I don't like to do the big ones. We also have another turkey breast that we're going to do a different method. We're going to smoke it with some cowboy candy. It's going to be really cool, really good. We're keeping the organs in the neck because we want to make gravy. Okay guys, we're going to add our ingredients. We've got our brown sugar, got our salt, got the 2 oranges cut in half. Careful when you're throwing them in there. Garlic, I put a little bit more than what the recipe calls, probably about 8 cloves. Peppercorns, you can just use black peppercorns if you want. I'm going to throw 3 bay leaves in, and then some rosemary. And go ahead and stir that up. Let it simmer, 5-10 minutes. And then we're going to pour a bunch of ice in here to cool it down. Okay guys, while that's working, about 3-4 days before Thanksgiving, you want to get your bread ready for your stuffing. Here, let me pour this into a bowl so I can show you. So what I have done is, I have made a couple different breads. I made a sourdough bread, artesian. It had garlic and stuff in it, olives, doesn't matter. But what we're doing is we're just drying this bread out. As you can see, it's getting dry. This way that you'll make your stuffing better. I made gosh, what was it? I made a cheese bread. It was like a Parmesan cheese bread. And I actually went to the store and bought a baguette because I didn't have enough. But I want to keep that in the bag at room temp. The house is nice and cool. It's fine. It's drying the bread out. I just keep it closed so nothing gets into it. And I like to do that for about, 3-4 days. Okay guys, it's looking good. Now we're going to cool it down. There's a bunch of ice. Stir that around, and I probably will add a little more. Okay, the bird goes in. Good. I'm going to be cooking this Wednesday, so it'll brine for a couple days. Just the right amount. Uh-oh. We did it. We didn't overflow. Awesome. Okay guys, into the fridge. Uh-oh, we don't want to block the wine. We want to be able to have access to that. A good 2 days makes a big difference. It'll increase the moisture of the turkey. It's going to give it some flavor. Sorry, you can't see me. I do it every year. Now we do have a small turkey breast. We just bought it at the store. Didn't have time. But we just got a small turkey breast, and I'm going to smoke this on the smoker. But I'm going to put mayo and cowboy candy on it. It's going to be amazing. All right, we'll see what we do tomorrow. Hey guys, day 2. Today is Tuesday. This is probably one of my favorite days. We're going to make just a simple no-knead sourdough bread. Simple ingredients. I really don't have a recipe. I've been doing this for years. 4 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, a 1/3 cup, no, 1 3/4 cup of water, sorry, clean water, And then about a third cup of the sourdough. I've been having this little baby going and feeding it for almost a year now. And it just burped a little bit in there, but that sourdough, you can see, it is amazing. Really nice scent to it. So let's come in here and get started. Real simple, guys. We have all of our main ingredients right here. Now, with this bread, the cool thing about it is you can add flavor. To this bread, I'm going to add some rosemary, about a tablespoon from the garden. I'm going to go ahead and add some black pepper. I went ahead and ground that fresh. And then I'm going to add a little garlic powder. Again, the sky's the limit. You can add any kind of flavor you want. Okay, we're going to start by adding the flour. We are going to sift it. I want to get as much air in there as possible so the sourdough will have a chance to bloom and grow. We're going to go ahead and start with the 4 cups. This is kind of cool. I figured I'd show you guys. Every year Rochelle gets me, kitchen tools. I actually like this because it saves a lot of space. You can just slide it in. But cool. Let's go ahead and start with the flour. Yeah, you want to, anytime you're making a sourdough bread, you really want to sift that flour and get as much air in there as possible. So I'm going to add a little well in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and add the water. It's going to be a very sticky dough, guys. 2 teaspoons of kosher salt or pink Himalayan salt. I'm going to go ahead and add some flavor now. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of crushed black pepper. And then garlic powder. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to add our tablespoon of rosemary. Rosemary goes really good with turkey, guys, any kind of poultry. Last step is to take this beautiful sourdough. I feed this about every other day. Pour a little bit out, add a little more flour, maybe a little more filtered water. But you can see how nice that is. It's all bubbly. It's alive. I'll eyeball it. It doesn't hurt if you add a little bit extra. Okay, and I'll clean that jar up later. And now we're just going to stir, slowly moving the flour in. Just so easy, guys. Now, this is a 2-day bread. I know that sounds crazy, but it's going to sit at room temperature. Our house is fairly cool, 68 pretty much degrees. I don't like it extremely warm in the house. We're going to keep it covered, and it's going to start to ferment. It's going to start to get flavor. Mix all that flour in. If you have to add a little extra water, you can do that. I think I'm going to do that. So let me grab some water, and I'll be right back. Guys, there's a water that we use. It's called Crazy Water. It's high in minerals. This is the number 4, which is the highest. It comes from Mineral Springs, Texas, up north Texas. It's amazing. So it's got a lot of natural minerals in it. I want to add that into the bread. You can probably look this up online. Crazy Water. They have a number 4. 4 is the most intense as far as mineral flavor. But they have 3 and they have 2. But this is really good too for rehydration. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. I want to weten this up a little bit. Oh yeah, we're going to add more. So I'll alter the recipe. Probably 2 cups of water. Again, guys, this is a very wet dough at first. It will, when it grows, it'll start to dry. And then we will add a little flour to it as it goes. Okay, that is thoroughly mixed. I'm going to go ahead and get a little scraper and get everything off that spoon. Yeah, it's been cold here. Well, cold for us, 50s, 40s at night, but it's been constantly raining. So I'm not going to complain about that. But we've gotten lots of rain, and the garden is doing great. I might take you guys out there for a second and just do a quick garden tour. Okay, I'm gonna scrape the edges. And at this point, we're not gonna cover it with plastic. I might go ahead and just put a film on the edges. Probably would be a good idea. And then we're just gonna put a towel over it. We're just gonna let it sit in the kitchen at room temp. All right, guys, every year we typically will do 2 turkeys. We'll do a classic in the oven, and then we'll do a smoked turkey. It's just for Shell and I this year, so we just got a turkey breast. So I'm gonna go ahead and start marinating this. Let me bring you down here so you can see. Okay, guys, we're gonna use Miss Lippy's Cluckin' Good. We have all 3 of her spices. Hey, Miss Lippy, and they're wonderful. And this is really good on poultry. I'll link her website so you guys can purchase these wonderful spices. Okay, each side. Where's my spoon? I'll put a little extra garlic powder. And this is gonna marinate overnight. Black pepper. Rub it in. Gonna rotate. And then I'm gonna go to the sink and wash my hands. Repeat on the other side. Guys, when you marinate proteins for a long period of time, you really don't want to have any salt. I know some of these probably have a little sodium, but it's not enough to make a big difference. It will purge everything out. Okay, guys, grab some olive oil, some extra virgin olive oil. That's going to give it flavor as well, too. I'm going to flip it over, move it around a little bit. I don't know why, but that breast was cut in half. Oh well. Use my clean hand to grab the olive oil, and then we're going to actually, oops, I'll wash this. We're going to actually put this in a Ziploc bag. This way everything will come together. A little more the seasoning, and then we'll bag it. Hey guys, I've got this device. It's JOKARI. It's a really neat little device that you can help. Gives you an extra hand. I think Rochelle got it for me last Christmas. Another cool little gadget. It just, like I said, gives you an extra hand. It holds the Ziploc in place. There's nothing worse than getting marinade or meat on the zipper part. Now I can just take this, hopefully, and just drop it in without touching the sides. Get all that oil. Nice. Okay, let's wash hands and zip it up. You know, I might not add any flour. That's looking good. See all those little bubbles? That means the sourdough is doing its job. And I can smell it. I could smell the rosemary, I could smell the garlic. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put about 2 tablespoons of flour, work it in. You know, guys, this is gonna be, actually, we're gonna be cooking this in a coated cast iron pot. So it's gonna be like in a Dutch oven, coated. All right, we're gonna go ahead and cover it back up. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for today. Tomorrow is the big day. Rochelle is gonna be home. This kitchen is gonna be going, we're gonna be just in production. It's gonna be fun. We listen to music. Also too, we cook our turkey the day before. I know it's crazy. I don't wanna rush Thanksgiving Day. I like to cook the turkey, let it rest, let it absorb all those juices, and you'll see how we do it. And then Thanksgiving morning, what I'll do is I will carve it. I will put it back into a tin with a lot of the drippings. And then when it's time to eat, about an hour before, we'll reheat it up in the oven and it's done. So we'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys, good morning. It's the 3rd day of the 4 days of Thanksgiving. Hey, guys.
His creation.
This is not scripted. we're just gonna go for it, do what we do, and just film it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. We'll post this, maybe Thanksgiving afternoon?
Oh, having a cup of coffee this morning.
Oh, coffee.
A couple of things I'd love to show you that we have set up in our kitchen that makes things a lot easier. So I don't know if you guys, can they see it from this angle?
I could come closer.
Okay, so one of the things when we redid our kitchen, I had asked Michael for something that would allow me to hang recipes so that I kind of have them a little bit more visual side. And I don't know what the material is that you use, Michael, if you can recall, but...
It's been a long time, but I used just these little metal brackets. And then I use some wire,
some tension wire,
and then a tensioner, a tightener, so it tensions. And I don't know, you got these little hooks from somewhere. I found these little
clips. I actually think these little clips actually came off of like a little curtain. But then I also found, like at the craft store, there's these cute little things that look like clothespins, whatever. And of course, because Michael and I have eyes that don't work as good as we always keep a couple of... anyway, but it's worked out really, really well because it keeps the recipe there kind of in front of me. So that's something kind of fun when it comes to set up our kitchen. And then, of course, I would love for him to show you our entire menu so that you have a chance to kind of see what the plans are for our meal. Okay, so this is another piece that we add to our kitchen. So we've got these chalkboards. We use one of the chalkboards for kind of like a weekly menu or special menus. Obviously, this is our Thanksgiving menu. We're definitely doing turkey. Turkey is on the menu. Michael does a homemade dressing. We're going to be doing 2 kinds of sweet potatoes. My dad is a diabetic, and so of course we're not going to include the brown sugar and marshmallows and other things like that. I'm doing a cranberry Waldorf salad, which is a little bit different this year. I've got a cranberry marshmallow salad that I traditionally do, but I decided I'd change it up a little bit this year. Green bean casserole's always got to remain
Gotta have it
on the menu. And then we decided to do a root veg with roasted Brussels sprouts. Baked artichoke hearts.
Oh, those are good.
Lemon dill, cured salmon, and little smokies are kind of the appetizer sides of things to get started. And then, of course, traditional pumpkin pie. Again, a pumpkin pie for my dad that is dietetic. And then, of course, we have a s'mores pie, lemon poppy pound cake. And then Michael's doing this wonderful sourdough onion bread. And then kind of the traditional croissant rolls on the side. So
I actually did not. I'll have to change the menu. I didn't do onion. I did the sourdough. I just put rosemary and black pepper in there. But no big deal. You can change your menu as you go. In fact, let's just take a quick look at the bread.